Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
Now we're going to do a lightning review of Playing with Fire. You can go to Blazes, which is for ages 7 to 105,
Ooh.
2+ players. Now the playing time varies because it's a score the most points game. You can play to 5,000, 10,000, or you can play whoever has the most points after a certain amount of time. So this is a push your luck dice game with cards, similar to Farkle. So imagine Farkle with cards. Now, we met the creators, the designers of this, at Dice Tower West, and we like to support small publishers whenever we can, or any publisher for that matter,
Yeah.
at a show, because you got to consider it costs a lot of money to get a booth, to send staff, have a hotel room, travel, and then just cost of goods. You're lucky if you break even at one of these shows as a publisher. Having been a publisher, we try to buy from them at the show.
Yep.
So this is available through the Game Crafter, which is a print-on-demand service. It's not published, for instance, mass-produced out of a printing facility like in China or India, for instance.
Oh.
Okay, so you're going to draw a card before you roll the dice. And if you forget to draw a card, you're going to lose 500 points in your turn. So you got to remember to draw a card. Now, you don't have to play with that roll if you don't want to. If you want to make it easier for for children. If you do not, when you roll the 6 dice, and you don't get one of these scoring combinations, your turn passes as well. You can also draw a Jack Squat card. There's 52 cards, and you lose your turn. Now, my recommendation is not to play with cards like this. Losing your turn is no fun, but you can still play with it if you want to. Most cards are positive. And what is a Blazes? That means you're able to roll all 6 dice as many times as you need to until you don't score. So if you score all 6, so if I roll this, let's say I drew this card here, bonus 2,500. If I get a Blazes, meaning all 6 of my dice can score after each roll. So, wow, that's a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
A 4 of a kind is not on here, so I score 3 of those ones. Okay, that's 1,000 points, and then another one, so that's 1,100 right there. And you put them off to the side. You cannot do different combinations later on. So, for instance, if I were to get 2 more ones, I can't combine them with the previous one here and to make another 1,000. You score, and you put them to the side. So that's 100 and 1,000. Then I can stop here and take 1,100, but I'm going to go for a Blaze.
Okay.
Okay. And I got 2 6s.
Got a pair.
Pairs don't score.
Oh.
So I just busted.
Yep.
But let's say I did get a 5, 2 5s, for instance.
Oh, okay.
That'd be 50 plus 50. So I have 1,000, 100, 50 plus 50, that's 1,200, and then I got a Blazes, so that would be 3,700 right there that I would score. I could keep on going if I really want to. Let's say I drew Fireproof. Now, I can keep on rolling as long as you score, add the total rolled to your total. So I could just keep on rolling, and I won't bust. I just roll, and I stop when I can't score.
But you keep separating the dice
Yeah,
still?
I keep separating the dice.
Okay.
So did I already bust? I think I did. 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So even though I drew that card, I busted. And it says, so I'm not penalized. So this is a good card to draw if you're going to keep on going. So I get my points still. But let's take a look at what the other cards do.
Yep.
Take 3. You roll all 6 dice 3 times. This is where you can get multiple combinations of 3 pairs, a straight, 3 6. This is the only way you can score these multiple times, because once you get you can't get these on the same turn. So if I were to get, let's see, 2 2s, 2 3s. So if I got this, for instance, that would be 750 points.
Oh.
And I'll pick them up again and roll them again. That's what take 3 does.
But then wouldn't you, if you don't score them, then won't you lose all those points?
No.
Okay.
It says right here, you may not draw again this turn. Roll all 6 dice 3 times, add the total score from each roll to your total. It's basically a very positive card.
Oh, okay.
And if you're not sure what something does, you can look right here. It has nice little descriptions. So I'll take 3 right here. See if we can focus here.
There it goes.
The only thing that can go wrong is if you, on your first roll, if you don't score anything, you lose 500 points on your turn.
That stinks.
See, you are permitted at least with the take 3. If your second and third don't, if your second doesn't score, your third doesn't score, you still get your points.
Okay.
So that's a very positive one. Now,
It is.
this is the most difficult card here.
I still don't understand this one.
Go to blazes. You must score a blaze at 1,000. So that means that you have to keep on rolling until you score all 6 dice, and if you don't, you get nothing.
Okay.
Second degree burn. This is one where you must score 2 blazes and double your total score. So that's very difficult to do.
Wow, that'd be really hard.
And you could draw another card after, if you are able to score 2 blazes without losing your points.
Wow.
But right there, that's
hard,
difficult to do.
Yeah.
Fireproof, that means that keep rolling as long as you score, and even if you bust, in other words, my third roll, I don't score anything, I still score for what I've already scored that round. So that's a nice one to
Yeah,
to
that
do.
is good.
So those are the cards you can draw. A lot of bonus cards if you manage to get a blazes. There's only so many negatives, and there's the jack squats where you lose your points. I mean, you lose your turn. I wouldn't play with this.
Especially not with littles.
And with younger people, I don't know if I would play with, if you forget to draw a card.
I wouldn't do that either.
I would just say, hey, you forgot to draw your card.
Because they'll be like, oh, well, forget this. I don't want to play.
Right. It depends. You can play exactly by the rules. You don't have to play by the rules when you get your game. You own the game.
That's right.
So let's take a look now. When we do a lightning review, that means we don't do a full how to play or playthrough. Well, we did do a how to play.
We did.
But we didn't do a full playthrough. So let's take a look at how we rated here. First, the criteria. So is this a fun game to play? What do you think, Julie?
I think so.
Yeah, I had fun playing.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I love dice, so I love getting to roll dice.
It's a variant. It's a push your luck variant dice game. It's similar to other games. The thing that I had to get over was it's not like Yahtzee. You don't get to roll the 3 dice. And if you remember that's how Farkle plays.
See, I've never played Farkle, so I don't know this game.
When you roll the dice in Farkle, you score. You must score every round. And you push it to the side. You don't get to combine previous dice.
I see.
Okay, the theme, it is with the red dice and the yellow cards. And there is a theme here.
Yep, and you have the fire flame on the card. And
right.
Yeah.
The art is for a card game. Now, it would have been nice to have thematic dice, but that's a bigger production run. Remember, this is a print on demand. Okay, unless Game Crafter had dice with flames on it already, there's not. You would have to have them custom made.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future they'll have that. Components. This is really nice card quality for print on demand. I'm surprised.
Well, that's good.
I mean, they are laminated. They have UV coating.
Oh.
And that means that they will last a long time. That
that's good.
coating. Okay, we had coatings on our games too.
Okay.
When we used to publish, it doesn't cost that much more, but some publishers don't do it, which I'm surprised. It's very cheap to do by comparison to other things. Complexity. What do you think?
Honestly, I did find it a little hard to understand the blazes thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I still kind of get a little confused. And with all the numbers, I definitely need someone to keep score for me because it's just a lot. Math really messes with my brain. So
the complexity is
for
that
me,
you just need more
harder.
repetitions, and if you're not used to the game, you need somebody who understands the game better to help keep score. With more repetitions,
I might be able to get it better.
You would get it. It's just you haven't played it enough to commit it to memory. Playing time is nice because you can adjust it. You don't have to play a short.
Which is nice.
You can play a short or a long game.
Yeah.
Age, audience.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah. If you're into rolling dice, push your luck games, this is up your alley.
Oh, heck yeah.
It just comes down to, do you have other games that do the same thing? And do you need another game that does this?
Right.
If you don't have a game that does this, then this is something you want to look into.
Definitely.
So design mechanics.
That's you.
Well, the design and mechanics are solid, but it's not original necessarily, other than the theme. The theme is kind of cool. Okay, but you can see where they borrowed elements from. From a design standpoint, this is something that you don't want to do in modern games. A lot of hobby game players do not like losing your turn.
Yeah.
The good thing is you can remove them.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people are okay with that.
I'm not.
But no, but we're not. And this is a holdover from games of the past.
Oh.
And I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But again, you can remove it. So that's my
Which is nice.
And for me, it would be a negative if you had to play with it.
Right.
Learning the rules, it's fine. The rule book is fine. It provides sufficient explanation. The text is small, and when you have small text on a background like that, it can be difficult to read.
Oh, doesn't the white color help?
The font is too small. You have more space here to enlarge this.
Yeah.
You have more margins. Now you have to have a 1/4 inch margin around the edges. There is space to do that if you would have enlarged the text. So if you have older eyes or your eyesight's not good, you might need really good lighting and magnification to read the rule book. Educational merit, this is great. I could play this in a classroom with, especially the math part, have the kids do the scoring. You're working on your addition and you're working on probability. So that's a good thing to do. We would have played this with the kids when they were younger. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I do think it is educational because of the math stuff.
Right. So how would you rate this, honey?
I would say 6.
Yeah, we'll play it in the mood. We own it already, and
I'm happy we do. I'm happy
Right.
that we were able to support them. They're a very nice couple.
and it doesn't take up a lot of space.
Nope.
Okay, so it's easy to keep in our collection.
And it's something that you could even throw in your suitcase, if
Right.
you're going on a trip and you want to have a little card game to play, this would fit perfectly in a suitcase. And
Now, see, I will play this over Farkle because of the cards.
again,
Farkle is
I've
just-
never played Farkle, so
It's
I
the
don't know
same
anything
thing with
about
the
it.
dice. You keep on rolling until you can't score.
Well, isn't that like Yahtzee?
Yahtzee is you only have 3 rolls.
Oh.
Okay, so I will play this over Farkle because of the cards add a little bit more interest to it. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't own Farkle. Well, we do have one called Dragon Farkle, and it's in our cell collection. That's how much I didn't like it. Okay. In any case, that is Playing with Fire. It's a 6 for us because there's other push your luck games that are more likely to play over this, but we're happy with having it in our collection.
Definitely. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.